Hi, my name is Cardinal Mbiyu Chui, and we're in my office here at Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. Most of my work has been done with youth and with young people, college students. I have a lot of talents. I'm a musician, I'm a writer, I'm an actor, I'm a storyteller. I do a lot of different things. I'm a graphic artist, but I use all those things to give back to the community. Now I run this program here at Wayne. It's a Science, Engineering, Mathematics, Aerospace Academy called SEMA. You get involved in hands-on science and engineering and mathematics. You know how you first go to school and everybody wants to join this club, join that club, join this group, join this fraternity. I said, but what are y'all doing? Other than having a party, it was all social. I said, and the school I went to, Clark Atlanta, is right in the middle of the ghetto, right in the middle of the projects, all of this need, and here's the college sitting right in the middle of it. Are we reaching out to these kids over here? I didn't see it, so I said, I'm gonna have to create that, bridge that gap, between this university and this community. Somebody shows up at my door, I know I'm trusting that there's something I'm supposed to do with this person. And I just follow that and don't worry about the consequences or the sacrifices that I have to make. Like when I committed to help that young man, Julian, to pass the 7th grade, I knew it was a tremendous sacrifice. I don't have 2 hours in my schedule to, I have a very tight schedule. I teach classes. I'm here running this program from 9 to 3 every day. And then when I leave here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I teach classes in the evening at my church, at my community center, at the prison. So I'm going from one thing to, I said, how am I going to fit this guy in? But I made a commitment to do it. So when I leave here, I go pick him up from school. We go do just straight homework. And I drop him back off and get, it's really tight, but it's worth the sacrifice. He's gonna pass the 7th grade. So like I said, I don't question what the consequences are gonna be, or even if my help is gonna make a difference, because early on I used to worry about that, like I'm going through all this and this knucklehead is still doing what they're doing. But my mentor taught me that, it's not for you to determine the outcome. You just give what you have to give. And I teach classes at the local prisons here in Detroit, at the Ryan Correctional Facility and the Mound Correctional Facility. I started getting involved in doing prison work. Found out that there were so many young people locked up and disconnected from community. So I wanted to rebuild those bridges. So I've been doing that since, like I said, 1994, visiting prisons. I visit prisons all over the state, and I try to get programs implemented in the prison. Programs I run I call them leadership development classes. It's just a simple program that really does a lot in terms of helping them to elevate themselves. And my goal is to help them to not just sit there and wait for their release date, but actually to work on themselves. So it's kind of taking an inward journey, working on your own strengths, weaknesses, flaws, your balances, your imbalances, that kind of thing. But I also put together programs that reach out to the community. So we have like a Child of the Month club where the inmates raise money in the facility to give back to children of incarcerated parents. So every month we have some kind of giveaway, whether it's school supplies or Christmas toys or turkeys or, depending on what time of year it is. Every month we have a project where we give something to nursing homes, to shelters for women and children, that kind of thing. So from January to December we have a project every month where the inmates actually raise the money or the resources or create things. Sometimes they make things to give away, but they're always giving back to the community. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I love doing it. So I started writing plays when I was 12. I always wrote about solutions to problems, and when I joined the church, my mentor saw my passion, for writing, and he said, well, we got a stage in the fellowship hall. Why don't you perform people. I said, I can perform my play, so I started performing my plays. So by the time I got to college, I had this passion to do community theater. So we put this thing together called psychodrama, which is actually a therapy. But we take a problem and figure out what would be some possible outcomes in terms of solution, and we'd act it out. First we did this with children. I started out with children. And it was a way of teaching kids how to resolve their problems, but it was like a community theater. So we turned it, once we resolved the problem, we turned it into a play. It helped me to see theater as a therapy tool, as a way to heal people. And so that's kind of how I've always done theater, never as just for entertainment value, but for its therapeutic value. All the things I do, most of the things I do with my own resources. People always talk about grants and there's money out there for this and that. But if you're passionate about it, you'll find a way to get it done without federal funding or whatever. Because it's as my grandmother used to say, where there's a will, there's a way. And I found out that there are more resources in our community than we realize. We're always looking out somewhere else for somebody, please come and help us. But if we look real closely right around us, we'll find that most of the things we need, we already have. Like I said, I grew up in a very communal way. I was raised by so many different people who all had an impact on me. I mean, I felt so blessed to have so much input and influence, that was positive. And I could tell you about my uncles, my great uncles. Just, I had a lot of people who invested in me, who believed in me, who saw things in me, From as long as I can remember, I had that. So I felt like I had been given so much. What am I supposed to do with it? Hold on to it? No, you're supposed to give it back. When I was about 16, I got a call, and a guy told me, this is what I want you to do. I want you to use all your talent, skills, abilities, resources to give back to the community. And so I answered, I accepted that instruction, and haven't looked back since then. I just truly believe that all the gifts that God gives us are for other people. They're not for my personal status or fame or fortune, but they're, whatever you have, you're supposed to give it back, whatever that is.